I'm Tyler Benton, and this is Beyond Lending, brought to you by Bellevue Lending.
Welcome to Beyond Lending. I'm Eli. I'm a loan officer here with Bellevue Lending out here in West Seattle with our client. We're about to check out this project.
What's up, everyone? I'm Eric. I've been working with Bellevue Lending for a while here and excited to show you what we've got.
All right, so here we are at the existing house on this project. We have a nice corner lot here. We were able to come in and do an acquisition loan on this and also finance the rehab. And we did it 10% down based on total cost. Eric, you want to just tell us about this existing house?
Yeah, happy to talk about the property a little bit. So this wasn't an on-market property. What we saw was there's a lot of potential for renovating it and getting it up to speed on just like current market standards. So the property itself was a 2-bed, 1-bath previously. Past seller was a hoarder, so when we came in here, there's a bunch of junk, lots of stuff we had to clear out. And our whole plan with this property is we're gonna renovate it, add in a primary suite in here, add in an additional bathroom, and clean up the kitchen as well. So that renovation took us about 3 months to get completed, and the plan right after that was to go ahead and get the property rented out while we focus on some of the other interesting parts of this project that we'll talk about here in a sec.
Okay, cool. So what you did was you bought this as this was kind of the anchor piece of the project, and then you're kind of renting it in the meantime to help subsidize some cash flow and manage payments.
That's exactly it, yeah.
Amazing, cool. All right, so here we had the front house that we just talked about, which kind of brought the project to be, but what we were really focusing on, what Eric saw the potential value in, was this large 7,000 square foot corner lot. And Eric, why don't you tell us about these new units you're building here in the back?
For sure. So for my investing strategy, the main thing I like to focus on is density plays. So either adding 1, 2, and then with middle housing now, even up to like 3 more units on the lots. This one specifically was really interesting because we've got a really nice 7,000 square feet. We've got the corner set up, so we have an alley off the back, and we've got frontage for the main house as well. And then a very important part of this whole process is understanding how the site layout is actually set up. So just having a 7,000 square foot lot isn't enough. You need to make sure that you've got the right offsets. So what's really nice about this one is the front house is off to the side on the lot, which means we've got a lot of backyard space to work with, which allows us to build more. So a lot of times you might see like 2,000 square foot units, but what we were able to do on this one is get a 2,000 square foot unit over here as a single family home, and then a 1,000 square foot unit over there on the left side.
Amazing, yeah, and I think on the financing side, something cool we were able to do was use the future value of these lots, even though they didn't exist yet, and go higher leverage on the front house here, and then bake in the future value of those lots, trusting you that you believed in this site and could get it done. All right, yeah, so something hard to come by and really important in Seattle, I think helps resale is parking. Why don't you tell us about that on this site, Eric?
Yeah, for sure. So one of the things that's unique about this site compared to some of the other projects that we've done is this detached garage that's gonna go to the single family residence. So what we've done here is we have detached garage for the SFR, the ADU has a garage itself as well, and then we have this flex parking space that could be used as another parking spot or as a patio. So that's one of the things that's nice about having this big corner lot with the alley. You can get a lot of parking, which helps the resale. Another thing I want to call out though before we move on from here is, even though I love density, maximizing space on a lot as much as possible, key thing here is we want to create the best product possible for an end buyer. And one of the big things is having yard space in Seattle. So we aren't fully maximized on what we can build on this site because we want to make sure that there was a good yard space. So we can see that we have pretty good backyard over here as well.
Yeah, I think another thing you mentioned on this site was you have parking on site, which is amazing. And then also the street here, which is a huge bonus in Seattle too. Just it's not overloaded, and that played a big role in this purchase.
Totally. I feel like I've been harping on this already, but corner lots with a lot of street frontage are huge. It just makes the whole development process a lot easier, and it's a lot easier to convince end buyers that this is like its own home, its own separate spot, rather than just like a backyard house. So you can see along the sidewalks here that there's definitely a bit of cracking. It's not in the best shape, so we're gonna have to do some touch up and clean up here. And the city did require us to add in some trees as well. But overall, once this is all done, you're gonna have nicely landscaped yards, really nicely done sidewalks, and then some street trees to boot as well.
All right, here we are in these mid-construction units. It looks like we're weatherproofed in. And Eric, you wanna tell us a little bit about the layout and kind of your vision on these units?
Yeah, sounds good. So we're in the larger of the two units right now. This one's going to be the 2,000 square foot SFR. So this one is set up as a 4-bed, 3-bath property with an extra family room upstairs, which we'll go take a look at. What I really like about this one that we designed and came up with is we've got 8.5 feet ceilings on the main floor, which is a little bit more than standard. But what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be leaving these beams exposed. What that does is it essentially adds another foot to our ceiling height, so it makes the space feel a lot nicer without actually needing to have that extra foot of space.
So this is a bonus family room here?
Yeah, so as I was mentioning on the first floor, one of the things that we were very thoughtful about in designing is creating an extra space for family and for kids to be able to spend time in and hang out. So on the second floor, what we've got is we've set up 2 bedrooms. So that would allow for the kids or like other family members to stay, along with the family room right next to it. So essentially what we wanted was a spot where people could hang out with their families and then kids could go off to bed once the time is ready. And it's really these small details that make, I think, the huge difference on whether a project exits well or a little bit under market. Yeah. So even small things like throwing in a linen closet next to the laundry room. That's one of those things where a potential buyer will notice and be like, oh, this is a nice to have, nice to add feature, along with having extra cabinets inside of the laundry room, adding in a wet bar, adding in a sink. Yeah. All of these little things are the things that change it and set us apart.
Yep, I love it.
Cool, so now we're up here on the 3rd floor in the primary bedroom. One of the things that we love doing on the top floors of properties is really sending that vault up as high as we can. So in this property, we've got roughly a 13-foot ceiling height at the peak of the vault, which really makes the space feel a lot bigger, a lot more airy. And one of the things that I love to call out when you have these extra ceiling spaces is that you can add shelves, especially inside of closets, that give you a lot more storage. Storage is definitely a premium in Seattle, so having this extra ceiling height gives you that extra ability to put more stuff in. Okay, so we're here in that second unit now, and basically in here we've got a smaller unit, but we're still able to squeeze in 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. Wow. So that was one of the key things that we want to maximize here, being able to still get that living arrangement where you can have a small family that comes in here, along with making it a fully functional space with these high ceilings as well with the exposed beams.
I can see here you still do the vaulted ceilings, makes a small space feel a lot larger. That's amazing. Tell us about this layout here.
Yeah, so this upper floor layout's a little bit different than the other side, but we were very intentional in getting 3 rooms up here at the same time. So you'll see in a lot of different ADU designs, you'll typically have a primary on its own and then 2 bedrooms elsewhere, or just 2 bedrooms in total. But what we're able to do on this layout is actually squeeze in all 3 bedrooms upstairs, which is very unique for this size of a home. So we've got the primary, we've got a secondary bedroom, and then third one can be used as either a kid's room or a flex space like an office as well.
Here we are on the bottom floor of the attached ADU in the attached garage, which is a huge bonus for a unit this size to have interior access, garage here. What else did you do in this space to stand out?
Totally. So we've got our standard garage here, but we actually extended the garage all the way over to this side as well. So what that means is not only does a future buyer have the garage, they also have this big space over here that they can use to their liking. They can use it for storage, putting in maybe like a little home gym here, whatever it might be. It ends up being a garage that's nearly double the size of your usual.
All right, Eric, tell us a little bit about the exit strategy and plan on the sellout of these units.
For sure. So we broke this project down into multiple phases. Phase 1 was the renovation of the main home, getting up to speed, adding in a bedroom, adding in a bathroom. And then once we had that done, we rented it out before we got started on phase 2, which was actually building out these new construction units. So the way that we have our project set up is after we keep the main homes and we rent them out, we keep a renter in there while we do new construction. Now the reason for that is it's been really painful in the past when we've tried to sell the main home and do new construction in the back afterward. There's extra legal jargon that we need to update in some of our condo documents. Additionally, when you don't have ownership of everything, there can be a lot more headaches where the new homeowners might try to push back on things. So it's been easier for us to keep renters inside of there and then exit everything all at once at the end. There's other challenges with having a renter in the property. For example, we're gonna have to do finishing touch-ups, go back in, do some paint, have handyman come through and just check on things, make sure everything's still functional. But on the whole, it allows us to have more control over the project. So with this one, after we're done with the new construction, the plan is to exit all 3 of these. And what we will be able to do, sequencing-wise and timeline-wise, is all of this should be wrapped up around March or April of next year, which is perfect because we get to hit the high season in springtime. So renter's lease ends in March, and then these units should be done probably toward the end of March or so we can get the best time of the year to sell these units as well. One of the things I want to highlight on the exit for this project is we took advantage of some of Seattle's building code and regulations where that existing home that's on there, that is actually the DADU now. And the reason why we're able to do that is because the 1,000 square feet that is the limit for DADUs, that only counts above grade square footage. So this home is set up as a first floor and a basement, and because the basement is 880 square feet and the upstairs is 880 square feet, we're actually able to just say this home in its entirety is 880, and so it can be called as a DADU. That allows us to exit much higher on this overall project as compared to if that was the SFR.
I've never met Eric before, so I was super impressed, and I know you've said a lot of good things about him, but I was just so happy to meet him for the first time today.
Yeah, Eric's a great guy. He's super intelligent. He actually moved in from the tech world and applied knowledge from that past career and is applying that kind of automation and all those things and scaling to this. He's completed, I think, about 5 units now, and he has 10 in the pipeline. So he's scaling up. He's a really great guy to work with.
What's so impressive, he's only done 5 or 6 units, and he's so thoughtful about his sequencing, about all the little layout features of the project. I can't imagine him at 10 or 20 projects, how good he's going to be.